A transformer can sit quietly for 20 years and become the most important object in a neighborhood in one afternoon. Not because it makes electricity. It doesn't. It changes the voltage so electricity can travel through the system and arrive at equipment that can use it. And when a large power transformer is lost, you cannot treat it like a spare tire. The Department of Energy says large power transformers are expensive, difficult to transport, highly customized, and typically have procurement lead times of a year or more. DOE's 2026 Transformer webinar says large transformers serving substations and generators have had lead times growing from 3 to as much as 4 years in the available 2024 data. That's the part people miss. The problem is not only whether the utility has money, it is whether the exact machine can be designed, built, tested, moved, installed, and energized. I'm the Doomsday Badger. I read the report. Let's go. Last briefing was the warning language. This one is the object behind the language. A transformer is a voltage machine. The transmission system moves electricity at very high voltage because higher voltage allows the same power to travel with lower current and lower resistive losses. At the other end, transformers step voltage down through successive stages until distribution equipment can deliver usable service. That means a transformer is not just another box in a substation. It is part of the chain, and the chain has a physical limit. You cannot replace a custom machine from a shelf if there is no shelf. DOE says more than 90% of consumed power passes through high-voltage transformers at some point. That number matters because it tells you how widespread the dependency is. Now the part nobody puts on a kitchen calendar. Large power transformers are commonly customized for the voltage, impedance, physical configuration, and protection requirements of their installation. So two machines that look similar from the road are not necessarily interchangeable. That is why the phrase, "just order another one," is misleading. The first problem is design. The second is manufacturing. The third is testing. The fourth is transportation. And the fifth is installation. Every step is a gate. If one gate takes longer, the whole recovery takes longer. And these machines are not small. DOE describes large power transformers as devices that can weigh hundreds of tons and cost millions of dollars. Moving one can require specialized equipment and route planning. Bridges matter. Road geometry matters. Turning radii matter. The destination matters. A transformer can be ready at a factory and still not be ready for your substation. That's why the replacement clock is not one clock. It is a chain of clocks. Design clock, factory clock, test clock, transport clock, installation clock, commissioning clock. The Badger's opinion. The expensive part is not the transformer. The expensive part is pretending a transformer is inventory when it is really infrastructure. And this is where the spare strategy gets interesting. You might assume every utility keeps a spare for every major transformer. It doesn't work that way. The cost is enormous, the machines are specialized, and storage itself is a serious engineering and logistics problem. Utilities and industry therefore use a mixture of spares, emergency sharing, procurement agreements, replacement programs, and planning. DOE's Transformer Resilience and Advanced Components program exists partly because replacement is difficult and because more flexible. Designs could make future replacement faster. That is the system-level answer. Your answer is smaller. You cannot store a transmission transformer in your garage, but you can understand what happens upstream of your house. A neighborhood transformer is not the same thing as a large power transformer. That distinction matters. The small can-shaped transformer on a pole serves local distribution. The giant tank inside a substation serves a much larger section of the system. Different equipment, different replacement problems, different clocks. And if the substation transformer is the bottleneck, buying a bigger generator does not replace it. It only keeps selected loads running while the grid repairs the actual system. That's the purchase I would not make first. Don't buy a $5,000 generator because a transformer story scared you. Measure your actual loads first. Then decide what you need to keep alive during an outage. The useful gear here is boring. A plug-in electricity meter tells you what selected appliances actually draw. A surge-protected power strip helps protect sensitive electronics from restoration transients. A properly sized uninterruptible power supply can bridge short interruptions for networking or computing equipment. Verify any exact product on Amazon before publishing. The channel's rule is simple. If the listing is not live and the specification is not clear, it does not go in the video. Now zoom back out. NERC's 2026 long-term assessment process is explicitly tracking projected transformer additions, including replacement transformers, as part of the 10-year planning picture. That tells you something important. Transformers are not invisible background equipment to the people who run the system. They are planning variables, and demand is changing the equation. NERC's 2025 long-term reliability assessment projects major growth in electricity demand over the next decade. More load means more infrastructure. More infrastructure means more transformers. More transformers means more procurement, manufacturing, and installation work. So the bottleneck is not a single bad machine. It is a supply chain. That is why the next time you hear that a utility is waiting for a transformer, don't translate that into they forgot to order one. The machine may have been ordered long before the outage. The replacement may still be moving through a chain that has no shortcut. Design, factory, test, transport, install, commission, 6 clocks, one machine. And the homeowner's clock is usually the last one anyone can see. Here's the practical takeaway. If your power goes out, first determine whether it is a local outage, a feeder problem, or a wider event using your utility's official outage information. If the utility says equipment replacement is underway, don't invent a restoration date from a social media post. Watch the official updates. Keep the small loads that matter protected and powered. And keep enough water, light, communications, and food to make a long repair boring instead of chaotic. That's the point of this channel. No guessing, no panic, just the report they already published. One question for the comments. Have you ever seen a transformer replacement take longer than the outage itself? If you work in utility engineering, transmission, distribution, manufacturing, or heavy transport, and I simplified something that matters, correct me in public. I'd rather be corrected than confident. Sources are in the description. Next briefing. The machine can be intact, the lines can be intact, and the lights can still stay off. Because restarting a grid is its own problem. Badger out. One more distinction. A transformer on a distribution pole and a large power transformer at a transmission substation are not the same class of equipment. The homeowner sees the word transformer. The utility sees voltage class, capacity, configuration, impedance, cooling, protection, and the exact location in the network. That is why a picture of one transformer cannot tell you the replacement time for another. It is also why the 3-year figure should be treated as a supply chain warning, not a stopwatch for your house. DOE's public material gives a range and explains the reasons behind it. That is the useful information, not a dramatic number stripped of context. And there is a second mistake worth avoiding. Do not assume a transformer shortage means every utility is equally exposed. Utilities have different inventories, designs, procurement contracts, spare strategies, and network configurations. Some failures can be isolated locally. Others can remove a much larger transfer path. The report tells you the category of risk. Your utility tells you the local reality. So if a transformer-related outage happens near you, the useful question is not, how long do transformers take? The useful question is, what equipment is actually affected, what repair is underway, and what has the utility officially said about restoration? That question gets you out of rumor territory. It also keeps the channel honest. Because the goal is not to sound certain. The goal is to know exactly where certainty ends.